Hi there, my name is Maria. Join me as I explore life on Joburg Island, training amazing horses and make unforgettable memories. Today I don't have much on the agenda, luckily. It's one of those days where you just want to relax and maybe share a little story that really tested me recently. So I grabbed my GoPro, get started ready and tell you everything. Just a moment to set the mood and then I'll take you along on that bizarre adventure that happened at Moonlight Meadows. Here I am. Where should I start? Yes. Something happened last week that I won't forget easily. It all started when a family came in for a tryout lesson for their 4 kids. I was busy training with Jay at the time, but that wasn't a problem. Isabel was also around, always ready to handle things. So there they were, the family. The mother, who presented herself very politely, started introducing the children. They all named themselves properly while Isabel tried to check in the system if there was already an appointment scheduled. But no, there wasn't. The mother said she just wanted a tryout lesson that day for all her 4 kids. No appointment, just walking in and going for it. Well, that doesn't really work at our place. We operate by appointment mainly because we're not naive. The schedule needs to be correct, the ponies need to be fair, and honestly, you can't just drop in with 4 little riders without planning. Isabel calmly explained this to her, but that didn't sit well. The woman immediately got a bit irritated. She started complaining that she didn't want to sit in traffic for another hour, that she couldn't understand why they couldn't just come by spontaneously. It started to escalate until she started acting as if she was the queen of the world and that we weren't providing her service properly. We yelled that it was ridiculous, that she didn't get it, and that she wanted to file a complaint. Meanwhile, her husband was trying to calm her down, but that was like trying to pour water into an already overflowing bucket. And then, as if that wasn't enough, she asked to speak to the manager. Well, that's Isabel. So she told her very calmly that she was the manager and that we make clear agreements to keep everything running smoothly. But no, that wasn't enough. She wanted to speak to the owner. And yes, that's me. So I had to go deal with her nonsense. While I was still training with Jay, Isabel called me to say there was an angry woman standing at our so-called roundabout. So I grabbed my gear and rode over on Jay. At the entrance, I was confronted by a woman who immediately started yelling at me about how unprofessional we were, that she wanted to file a complaint and she didn't understand why she couldn't get a tryout lesson without an appointment. While she was shouting all this, her husband was still trying to hold her back. and her children were standing there crying and looking like they were in the middle of a soap opera. I tried to explain to her in a calm and friendly manner that we don't allow visitors without an appointment, especially for safety and scheduling reasons, but that didn't seem to matter to her. She got even angrier. Then she did something I really had to look twice at. She grabbed Jay's bridle and tried to pull him towards her. She yelled, "Just take this one. He's not doing anything right now." And then the unexpected happened. Jay, who's usually very well behaved, felt her movements and shouting weren't fun, and he bit her. Yes, I know it sounds harsh, but she deserved it. All my private horses are trained not to walk with anyone they don't know or trust. But the idea that those children could be near him, just ridiculous. Jay is much too big for them, and he is a very sensitive horse due to his high level of training. Because it was so busy in the arena, it's possible that Jay might kick other horses. He tends to kick when horses get too close, even if he's the one who's closer. And he also bites the hindquarters of other horses. That's just how he communicates. It's not ideal, but we're working on it. After she was bitten, she started screaming even louder, and her husband tried to calm her again, but it didn't really work, and meanwhile, her children were crying as if their pet had just died. The father, who clearly wasn't at ease either, said he just wanted to schedule a tryout lesson and then go home. I was pretty annoyed by her shouting and the chaos, especially since she was yelling on a stable yard with many young horses in training. That's not nice for the people trying to train their horses. So I told her she should take her children and leave the premises. But she didn't want to do that, so I asked Isabel if she could bring Jay to the crash ties and get Zane to halter him. Meanwhile, I was still trying to explain she couldn't just come onto our property because it's private land. I also explained that she could make an appointment and then leave. He started shouting even louder, and that's when Zane came over. Zane is as straightforward as I am, and he can't stand this kind of nonsense either. He tried to tell her she needed to calm down because of young horses training nearby. When she started shouting again, Zane took his reindeer badge out of his pocket and said, "If you don't leave this property now, I'll have to detain you for trespassing." That was the last straw. She took her crying children and left, still yelling as if she had lost the main role in a soap opera. The father stayed behind for a moment with an apologetic look. Zane thought he might cause trouble too, so I had to hold him back from getting angry at the father. The father politely asked if he could make an appointment for a tryout lesson. I handled that properly, and Zane went back to his things. But yeah, the story doesn't end there. Why wouldn't she come back and cause trouble again? That's for another part because I don't want this story to get too long, but trust me, that's going to be another adventure. Part 2 will hopefully be out before Thursday. So yeah, that was my Sunday afternoon at Moonlight Meadows last week. It was quite an experience with a bit of humor and a lot of action, and honestly, a lot of respect for my horses and my team. Until next time, keep your reins steady and your hearts open. See you soon on your Island.